So good. So good. Hi, my name is Bambi, and I watched a movie. If you don't know me, hi. And if you do know me, yes, yeah, yeah.
She's bald!
Obsession. Bro, what the There was this really funny Letterboxd review that was like, men will do anything except confess their feelings. And look, I'm working on this really big, involved, researched Queen of the Damned video. Taking me a while. However, I just saw this movie last night. Gas, by the way, straight gas. It didn't make me feel good. I've been chasing. My Moby Dick is feeling the same way I felt watching Smile 2. And I don't think I'll ever be able to get that feeling until Smile 3 comes out. Like, you don't understand. That movie is like the perfect film. Anyway, it was good though. It was really good. I want to just like compartmentalize what I mostly took away from it. So if you don't know what Obsession is about, a shitty guy named Bear makes a wish that his crush Nikki will fall in love with him and love him more than anything else in the world, right? And makes a wish. He doesn't know the wish is gonna come true. It comes true, but there's some side effects. There's some issues because the monkey's paw, as it were, curled. I hate Bear. I hate men that act like Bear. I hate men that look like Bear. I hate everything that he represents, and I get that's the idea. I understand. And the worst part about it is that I can't even call him evil, because to call him evil would be to dehumanize him, and there are human men walking around that would do the exact same thing that he did every day. It's like that thing where it's like, well, Hitler wasn't a monster, he was a person, he was capable of evil, but he's like not inherently, Hitler was a person who did terrible things. Not comparing Bear to Hitler, please. You are acting entitled and selfish and crazy. And to call you a monster would be to give you a pass, I think. No, you knew exactly. This movie was rage bait. This was fun. Shout out Curry Barker. I could tell there was a lot of fun, a lot of love put into this. It was really funny. Like, it was really funny. Even, like, at the very unserious. Except when it was, you know. I know some people were like, oh, Nikki's possessed by a demon. It's not Nikki, it's some... It kind of reminds me, right? Hear me out. So you know how AI can mimic human relations and human speech and human conversation without actually... It was weird. Like in the beginning where she's like, oh, I lost my cat. Wait. You lost your cat. I shouldn't be alone. Like, that was the telltale sign that it was learning. It was actively learning based on Bear's response, and it was trying to get in there, and then it got in there. Yeah. And it makes me mad. It makes me so mad. And I'm not gonna talk about people who are obviously reading the wrong interpretation from this, who are taking the movie the wrong way. Like, I don't care about, I'm not gonna, Nikki asked him if he had a crush on her. No other dancing around, like, the plainest way you could say something like that. And he goes, like, what? And it reminds me of this thing, which is so scary, that, like, people, like, again, the scariest part of this for me wasn't her moonwalking out of the scene. I thought a lot of the uncanny stuff was actually really funny. I'm not a huge fan of uncanny horror, though. I think, again, I don't mean that any shade. I know some people were genuinely frightened by it, but I just think it was like, love, lust, crushing, this, that, chemical. It's a fucking... He never loved Nikki, and it was so obvious, and it made me so mad. Because when he's like, oh, dude, like, when he's talking to Ian after Nikki spent the night, and he's like, he's trying to ham it up and gas it up, and it's weird, because in the moment, he was like, oh, no, like, her face, being really respectful, but then to Ian, he was like, oh, dude, yeah, fucking, shut up, not so, like, it's like he's trying to act concerned, but it's like he's putting on a show. He's performing. I'm frustrated. I don't like love triangles, and I'm not saying this was like a hard, fast love triangle, but it was like, it was so obvious to me that Bear did not love Nikki. This was not love. This was possession. This was ownership. This was lust. This was infatuation. This was obsession. Yeah. Because what do you want? It's confused. Because like, what do you, fellas? Hey guys. Hey fellas. Men. I know if you're watching, I'm sure you are. Maybe. Why? 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 Because the craziest part, Nikki is begging for her death, and she's like, "Kill me, please." The other bitch is asleep. Kill me, please. He's like, what would be so bad about being with me?
What was the reason?
I just explained the reason.
What was the reason, bitch?
I don't need to explain myself to you. And
What was the reason?
He's literally just assaulting her the entire movie. Like, that's literally... You prefer Nikki when she has no bodily autonomy, when she is basically codependent on you. She makes you feel special and important, like a pet. She literally pissed and shat herself because he was gone and she stayed in the same spot for he wants a pet, bro. He was trying to find a replacement for Sandy that he could also have sex with. The fear, right? He couldn't take it when it was too much. And this is, I get it, because like I know what she was doing was a step above cringe. Like, feeding him his cat was a step that was way up here, way above cringe. But it really makes you think. It's like, oh, there's this other really funny post. I was like, oh, dudes want a manic pixie dream girl until they actually get one. And like, unseriously as possible. Yes, this is what this reminded me of too. I meet men like Bear all the fucking time, and it's like they're into the mystique, the intrigue, and then once they're there, it's too much. And again, I understand this bitch was fucked up, but it made me feel sympathy. She is fulfilling your wish, and who's she going with you? And it's your fault. That was in the fucking when the demon was like, or whatever was freaky Nikki was like, this is all your fault. I want you to remember. Yeah. And you're gonna help me hide the body. You're gonna help me hide the body. Yeah. It's all his fault. Like, it's all his fault, genuinely. If he, and this is the other takeaway, I don't think the lesson should be, oh, if he just asked her out like a good young man, that's what happened. No, he shouldn't. He has no business being with anybody. The lesson is that when you strip people of their fucking autonomy, bad shit happens. I think the lesson is that you shouldn't want to strip people of their autonomy and agency. You shouldn't want people to have no free will. You shouldn't want... This is like people who get like AI girlfriends. Again, we're still going back to AI. This is like Gooner shit. Like, he was a voice for the Gooner people. Why do you want a bitch to follow you around and gas you up? It's like the people who have AI girlfriends. The only difference is the AI girlfriend can't leave the computer and murder all of your friends yet. He was so selfish in death. He committed suicide and left Nikki to deal with everything. He didn't love her. That was not love. That was a hot pocket, a warm sleeve, and some verbal affirmations for him. Because he's a loser, and he knows he's a loser. When they're eating dinner, and she's like, well, what does it matter if the wish would, like, what does it matter? And he goes, what does it matter to me? Boom. There it is. It doesn't matter to me. So now he knows the wish worked, and he's like, sounds good. Yeah. And he only had a fucking problem with it when she started getting spooky. Oh, it was so good. It was so normal. Oh, it was fantastic. Bro, Nikki is in there in the sunken place, like, screaming, like, just floating in darkness, and not just being played around in a meat Jaeger that she can't control. Like, it's terrifying. Again, I thought the psychological stuff was more scary. I actually wish the movie hadn't quite been as... I wish it hadn't been trying to be so uncanny sometimes. Because, like, I don't know. Again, it's just not my cup of tea, it's fine. And then when he's, like, trying to get her to calm down, the first thing out of his mouth was, no, look, you are so beautiful. Is that it? Is that it? God. What the fuck? I can't stand this. This movie's rage bait. It's literally rage bait. Justice for Freaky Nikki, bro. Because whatever that was hired to fulfill the position of Nikki was working its ass off. She was clocked Give her a raise, bro. She said, I can be Nikki. I'll give you anything you want. Like, she was playing the part. She was fulfilling her job position. If you didn't want her, you should not have called her on for that. You should not have hired her. Or Sarah, bro. We were watching and we were like, a lot of space in the frame. That's a lot could happen over here. Nah, man. I learned this very recently after hearing Trey Parker talk about it. He keeps alleging to the fact that Nikki might have had a crush on Bear the whole time. One, because he's not a prize to be won. Nothing pisses me off more than a movie will have two bad bitches fighting over stinky little slinky ass man. Oh my god. And that's life though. It's a little confusing, and this is also probably why I kept debating between doing like 39 stars, because Harry Barker was like, oh yeah, Nikki might have had, Nikki probably, you know, had a crush on Bear, and if Bear just asked her normally, you know, none of this would have happened, because she would have been like, yeah. And I'm like, I didn't get that vibe at all. This is just me speaking from, you know, bias or belief or vibes. I don't think Nikki ever was interested in Bear romantically at any point.
Hello, post editing Bambi here. Indy Navarrete confirmed that Nikki does have a crush on Bear, which I think is lame. No offense to Shoddy Girl, she did her thing. I just disagree because I think that's stupid. I think it's insignificant to the plot. I don't think it matters. I think if Bear is a disgusting individual from the start, it shouldn't matter if Nikki had a crush on him. It's tragic, sure, but that's not the real point of the movie. Because then it like opens this air of, well, if he just asked her out, which no, he was never going to do that. He sucks. He's disgusting. There was no, the fact that he agreed to be with this not Nikki. That's no. I get it. It makes it tragic. I just don't think, I think it takes the bite out of it. I think it takes the bite out of it by opening a possible universe where they do get together. I think it's more sinister if she did not return his feelings at all and he's still, like, you know, tried to strong arm her into a relationship. I think it takes the bite out of it. That's just me. Feel free to agree. It's fine. I respect your opinion.
I think when she said little brother, she meant it. Men, when they say little sister, they don't mean that shit. They mean raw. But when women do it, they're usually talking the truth. It did not get that vibe. I think, and that's also part of the issue now for me. So I'm like, if you made this movie with that intention in mind, now I have to readdress how I'm looking at this, because this wasn't even what you were trying to say. So like no, I don't think the lesson should be that. I think he's a piece of shit regardless. Like, it's so funny when you read the synopsis for this movie, it says a hopeless romantic. It's a lonely ass gooner freak bitch. His house looks like it smells, bro. And she was like, it smells like you. Yeah, like dookie, probably. Like boo-boo. Probably stinks up in there, bro. Looks like he smells like pennies and like the back of someone's ear who hasn't washed. An unwashed ear. He was playing this part. He looked, however he was holding his face or styling his hair or wearing his clothes, it pathetic, not even in a hot way, pathetic in an unsexy way. But I don't think that Nikki I don't think that was reciprocated. And I think he secretly knew that it wasn't reciprocated. I think he knew there was no chance in hell. So he was like, oh sure, I wish. That's why he wished. That's literally why he wished, because he knew that wasn't the case. You wouldn't be wishing if you thought you had a chance. Correct. Oh, and they're gonna bury her under the jail. I like mean-spirited movies, within reason, you know. Sometimes it can be a little exploitative and dramatic, but this was a good mean-spirited movie. For sure. Another good mean-spirited movie is Bring Her Back. Same kind of, like, just bleak vibe. But no, I think he knew that there was no chance, which is why when she was like, does it matter? He was like, hold on. Oh, and now Sarah has no face. Men don't like women. Bear did not like Nikki. He wanted to... Yeah, he was interested in Nikki physically. Yeah. Not emotionally, not spiritually, not any other part, right? I think he liked Sarah emotionally. One, well, for starters, he didn't fucking snap the willow and say her name. They perform for men. They like men. Don't like women. This movie was evidence of that. Because if he liked Nikki, he would not have continued this bullshit. Oh, the down-to-earth, cool best friend girl, and there's the hot friend girl. I want the hot friend girl, but the best friend girl. I don't think Nikki wanted Bear, and I think that's the only way this makes sense. That's the only way this entire movie makes sense, is if Nikki does not have a crush on Bear. Like, sure, you could say, like, yeah, she had a crush, and make it more sad to be like, well, you know, I trapped you, but if you'd said, yeah, no, fact that Bear was willing to keep up this charade, you know, him not knowing the wish would work, sure. But the fact that he made the wish in the first place meant he knew he must have felt some inkling of doubt that she was not feeling him the same way that he was feeling her. And to do that and then lie to her face and be like, no, just friends. What are you trying to save or to prove? I don't understand that. Guys, I'm also medicated again. Help me understand. If you are an insecure loser like Bear, please comment below. Help me. What joy do you get out of this? Because in my head, if I'm forcing this beautiful bitch to be with me, I'm still a loser. She's here against her will. I didn't bag her ethically. I like these doom comms, doom wrongs that we're making. They're fucked up and good. Someone was like, ooh, the ending of A Perfect Evening, pairing the drama with obsession. Ruined relationships. But no, it's sad, dude, it's sad. Because there are people that would do this exact shit and be like, well, no, I would make a special clause wish to be like, well, love me in a normal way. No! You're still missing the fucking point. It's like, it's basic wombology. It's basic wish wombology. You can't wish for love. You can't wish for death. So in a Fairly Odd Parents episode, we all saw this episode. Obsession this could have been that Fairly Odd Parents episode if Trixie Tang had become crazy and violent. I know he said he based off that Simpsons episode, which, yes, he probably did. This episode of Fairly Odd Parents with this exact plot. Kind of. Is rejection so... See, I say that, but then literally, like, men are, like, murdering people because they're saying no to them. Rejection being that scary of a concept to you that you would lie to yourself and convince yourself that the girl you trap to be here is in love with you is... It's so crazy. That's so... Oh... He needs to be bullied more. For sure. I hate nice guys in movies. I hate nice guys in movies. This was a better version of Companion. Companion was a little too on the nose, and also they pulled their punches a lot for jokes and stuff, and I felt like this one really... The scene where they are having relations and Nikki's face is just like dead. Like it just... She was in there! She was in there! Bear's actor said that Bear wasn't the villain. And we watched the same movie. And I get it, like, if you're portraying Bear, it's probably important that the director doesn't go, your character sucks. He's the villain, you know, because when I was, like, directing Friend for a movie, I was like, your character did nothing wrong. Your character did nothing wrong. And he things wrong, but that's the whole thing. It's like you want to get a better performance, so in order to be more believable, you have to tell the actor, you have to sell them that their character is on the right. They're the protagonist. They're the main character. Like, I get that. I do think this is a good movie. I don't think I'm going to think about it longer than maybe this month. And I don't mean that, again, no shade. I genuinely mean this was a good, fun time. I don't think it has any longevity in my mind or my heart. Because I do feel like it was missing something. And I don't know what that something is, because I do think it did a very good job of doing the whole, like, ownership and coercion is not love. Consent is love. Asking someone for permission is love. Perversion, maybe if it had leaned more into, like, I would have, maybe I wanted to hear more from real Nikki. Like, the moments that were really interesting to me were when she was kind of slipping out, like when she was talking in her sleep. Like, that was haunting. I wanted more quiet, vulnerable moments of that. Like, I really wanted her to be like, or if there's a part where she was just like, I never liked you, for the record. Just so you know, I never really cared for you. But yeah, it was missing a little something. I don't know what. Maybe what I just said, but I don't know. It was fun. It was definitely fun. I hope Curry Barker makes more movies, and Yeah. I know Bear has some AI girlfriends. You cannot convince me. They're probably all named Nikki, too. What a freak, bro.
Rock, please, can you, one Nikki topless, please?